Peace and bliss. In part 1 of How Do You Say Goodbye, I briefly mentioned about Ancestor Worship and how it relates to my session and overcoming grief. So I'm taking a liberty now and doing a voiceover to kind of explain and share also what is Ancestor Worship, and simultaneously walking you guys through the steps that I'm taking now in preparing myself. Right now I'm burning incense, lighting up the candles, and also bringing out my offering for my grandmother, as you can see here. I have my cup of water, white candle, and the different colors of candles that you see there is the candle for Oya. Oya is one of the spirits that walks with me. She is my goddess, and she is the goddess of the wind, the marketplace, and the goddess of the cemetery. And so her job would be, let's say, equivalent to Anubis, which is Anubis in the ancient Egypt, in the ancient Egyptian culture, is the one that walks the spirit to the other side. They are the gatekeepers. So you have Anubis, or you can say Oya, and another one in the Western culture here, they will call them the Grand Reaper. But the Grand Reaper was given more of a negative tone. So that's who the Grand Reaper comes from. The Grand Reaper comes from ancient Egypt, from Anubis. After my dancing, I do some Qigong breathing exercise. Speaking about dancing, the dancing is probably what takes me the longest to do, because while we're dancing, our spirit guides, our angels, our guardian angels, our ancestors, all of them, they're all dancing with us. This moment right here, where I was just sitting and staying still, I actually felt my grandmother. This is one indication that you know that your ancestors are there with you, is when you go through this process, you can actually feel on one side of your body a cool sensation, and it will get colder and colder only on one side of your body. And usually you'll feel it on your arms, and that's the indication that their spirit is literally there with you. Afterwards, I say a prayer for my grandmother, and also read from the Book of the Dead, and a prayer for the ancestors. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can check it out. This is the ritual I did 2 weeks before my grandmother passed away. This ritual here is for my cousin that passed away. Rituals won't never be the same. It's going to be a different experience every time. But for the most part, it can be the same as far as getting into that zone and just being in that love with them and basking in that love. So, Ancestor Worship. It's nothing new. It's been practiced for thousands of years. Till this day, it is being practiced all throughout the world. the Native Americans, the Hindus, the Mexicans, South America, the Chinese, and Japan, everybody. They all practice ancestral worship in the islands. But only here in the United States it's actually been introduced probably, I would say, 50 to 60 years ago. And now it's becoming something that we're being introduced to. One of the movies that I do like that explains it all is Avatar. In Avatar, the way that they lived, they believed in ancestor worship as well. So, but their source was that tree which they called Ewa. We are the tree, and we have direct connection to all our ancestors. And the connection that we have is through our blood. Thanks to the Sumerian and ancient Egypt culture for introducing us to ancestor worship. If you have any questions in regard to anything that I mentioned in the video, feel free to leave it in the comment section, and I look forward to reading them. Well, this is pretty much the end of the video. Sending you peace and love. You are love, and remember to vibrate high. Peace.